Is it subtle enough?
It'll be fine, I think.
What if you put your earphone volume down so you can't hear your echo as much?
That does everything.
I heard somebody's Discord.
There we go.
You hear me?
I can indeed.
Can you hear the music?
I can hear the music. It's not cutting out. It's looking great. Sounding great.
Song of mine, so I didn't know if you could hear it. Check.
Oh, it's sounding good. Because of the background where it says starting soon, there's an icon underneath the N, so it looks like it says starting soup.
This is the Xbox Cast.
Before we get into what games we've been sprinkling on our breakfast this week, we have something serious to discuss. As you probably haven't heard, New Zealand was hit by a devastating cyclone last week. And since Lee was there, we'll let him tell you all about it. Mr. Lee.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I was
been a hectic week.
Surprise.
I'm
Surprise you were there.
Yeah. I was right in the middle of it as well, which is kind of crazy.
Yes. So tell us all about it. What happened?
So normal Monday night, bit of a warning, bit of a there could be a storm blowing through, you know. Just maybe hopefully see you tomorrow. Oh yeah, it'll be fine. Everyone's walking out Monday night, everyone's happy. Warning of a bit of wind, that was about it really. No evacuation warnings, no kind of keep your kids locked in the doors and that sort of stuff. There's nothing at all in the news about it. And it was a bit windy, like that night I didn't sleep very well because you could hear the wind. And it seems it was about 1:30 was at its worst. And woke up in the morning. My servers are off, which I thought was weird. I was power cut. That's fine. So I got up. I turned the servers back on again. Took the dog for a walk. At about 7:15, 7 o'clock. It was nice out there. It was fine. There was no rain. There was no kind of nothing drama going on. Came back in again. The power was off again at like 20 to 8. I was like, well, that's weird. So then I got a message from one of the people trying to work remotely going, I can't log in. I was like, okay. So I tried to log in. My mobile signal wasn't working very well. I couldn't get any internet on my phone. I could get text messages and vague internet, but I couldn't do any sort of hotspotting. So I thought I'll just drive into work because it was 7:45, so I thought I'll go to work at 8 o'clock. And, in case anyone else is having trouble, in case there's other stuff.
It's a Tuesday morning.
It's a Tuesday morning, yeah. So I was going, I normally go at 8:30, so I thought I'll just go in at 8 o'clock and, should be fine. As I drove in, the traffic lights are off. There's no one driving around. It's like a ghost town in town. I'm like, this isn't right. So I then drove past work, which is obviously dead because there's no power. There's no power, no traffic lights. It's really weird driving through town, no traffic lights.
Man.
So I did a U-turn and came back home again. And then kind of worked out I could stand in certain points of the house and get vague internet. Like if I stood at the doorway, I could get a vague internet. And kind of got messages
by
of
internet. You mean data?
phone internet, yeah. There was no
4G.
power in the house. Like the power was completely out. So yeah, I could get data on my phone if I stood at the doorway or kind of just on the outside of the house. And then people got messages of people going, I've got no power, I've got power. And we're like, okay. So, and it was really weird that day because you kind of just expect power to come back. Because the boss was going, it's fine. They've said the power's going to go back at 10 o'clock. Well, okay. That's interesting. So 10 o'clock came, and then 11 o'clock came, and then midday came, and we were all going, okay, so this is... But the problem is I had no internet. It was really hard to actually get any information. And because what actually happened was, do you know Taradale's... near the tip, there's a huge power substation out there?
Yep.
That was under 2 meters of water.
Just a little bit.
Above ground, not below ground, above ground. Like all the banks of the river around there had bust its banks basically and flooded the substation and taken out completely. And that's Napier's main substation. There's no other substation for Napier. That's the main one. So it took out all of it. So it was never going to be like a couple hours because...
It's all underwater.
Like 2 hours, that's like taller than me. 2 meters.
Yes.
It's insane. And that's
like
like
up
that
to your
whole area. Yeah, well, there was houses. And then we later find out. Because the problem was news was trickling through really slowly because there wasn't any internet. And they found out that Gisborne was cut off completely. Wairo was cut off completely. All these little Rislington places like that. All the bridges have been taken out. All these bridges have disappeared. And also all the roads are cut off. Like Devil's Airway, if you've driven to Gisborne, there's a really tight road. It's gone. There's no Devil's Airway. It's gone. Like, it's not there anymore.
Jeez.
It's just gone. It's not even like there's some rubble on it. It's just gone. And there's an overhead picture of this truck, and the truck was on the bend of it, and he had to walk his way out because there was no way of him getting out, getting rescued. He got stuck there for a couple hours and kind of just, the whole thing just washed away from him. Taupo is the same. We can't get to Taupo. Like it's impossible. There's just no road. Like it's just none of the bridges are gone. Luckily, whereas Gisborne problem is bridges have been taken out, so a lot of the places there don't have any access. You can't get to them. So they cut off. They have literally got boats going across the river to give them food and fuel and gas. And there's no internet. There's no power. There's nothing. Like it's just absolutely insane. There's still, I can't remember. At one point, there's like 5,000 people unaccounted for. Like they just hadn't heard from. Yeah. And I think it's down to maybe a couple thousand still. So we're at day 8 now, and they still haven't contacted some of these little towns, villages, settlements, individual houses, farms, all this sort of stuff. Estelle's the worst hit for us. Estelle's probably the worst because Estelle's now gone. Like it doesn't exist now. Like it's just gone. Like the riverbank came. There's pictures of the houses that have gone up to like the roof line of the houses, the water. Like it's absolutely insane. And there's all those vineyards, there's all the fruit, there's all that has just been washed away. Like it's not there.
Yeah, there's
It's
just
been
nothing anymore.
replaced by silt, basically.
Yeah.
I personally was quite lucky because I had power on Sunday night because I had 6 days of no power, and it just kind of going. But at some point, it's going to turn on. Surely, you can just sit there
They've
going.
got to do
Right.
something.
You're like,
Right? It's
and
bizarre. I mean,
it's so
who's
strange.
ever lived through more than 24 hours of no power?
yeah, exactly, yeah. Even an hour or two, you're kind of going, "Well, this is weird. What do I do now?"
Yeah, this is exciting. Let's catch up on some
I'll
reading.
read a book. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I did for the first day. I was like, well, I can't do nothing. I had no internet, so I couldn't help. If anyone was doing work, I was like, I can't actually. We had no power in the servers. The servers did 2 hours on UPS and then turned off, and then that's,
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do. Of
Sure.
course, we have everything based out. We have the website, we have all the items. Everything's based out of our office. Luckily, we're on 365 email, so we had Teams to talk to each other.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Man,
So-
imagine if that was on-prem.
Well, that was
you
it.
guys would just be,
yeah, there's no
nothing.
contact at all. No, there's nothing. Because Exchange server would have been down.
yeah.
And that's it. That was it. And text message. I found out text messaging worked. So I reverted to
SMS.
sending text message, SMS. Yeah, sending text
Yep.
messages. That was all that was working for me a lot of the times.
Okay.
Yeah, and down the
So-
road from me was the fire station was the operations, and I discovered if I
Okay.
walked out into the park opposite me, where I take Barney for a walk, I had internet. I was like, oh, this is cool. So I used to go for a walk for like an hour and literally just could check my messages and kind of. But I have to be really careful because the problem with having no mobile signal is your phone is fighting constantly trying to get a mobile signal, and it's killing the
And the-
battery all the time.
Yeah, the battery just dies
Just
when there's no
dies.
signal.
So I'm noticed that as soon as I got internet back again, I was like, oh, my battery now lasts the day. Whereas beforehand, I would go for half a day and my battery would be down to like 20%. Like, oh, crap. So I had a work laptop I was charging off initially. And then that died on day 2, possibly. And then my own laptop, which still survived, actually was good. It was new because the battery was still working. When I finally got some power, I went into work on Thursday. There's a generator in work and I charge everything up. And it's just insane. And even now, like you say, the Aussies don't know what's happening. It's weird. Like the news has been very strange out here. Like they're not very. They've been saying there's 11 people have died, but then there's like what 2,000 missing still. So what? It's just bizarre. I don't understand. The numbers are weird. Like there's something going on. They don't know,
Yeah.
or they're just not saying. I don't know.
I
I
think
remember in the early days, they gave the missing numbers, but in brackets it said this includes duplicates. So they were counting every single
Yeah,
call,
because there's a
whether it was
website.
for the same 5 yeah.
Yeah, there's a
5
website people go on and say, "Have you found this person?"
Right.
And of course, they don't know if like 20 people say, "Have you found this person?" That's supposed to be 20 people missing. But we don't know.
That's
how
right.
they actually do it,
That's
so,
right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But that number's not dropping up
Um,
quickly now. It's kind of dropped quite quickly. 2 days ago, I think it dropped quite a lot, like half. But it doesn't seem to have
Right.
dropped much more recently. I don't know what the number is now, but it's not.
I'm assuming the last places are quite difficult to get to.
Yeah, helicopter only. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me, last I heard 2 days ago, Gisborne had run out of water.
Yeah.
What's the situation there? Do
I
you
think
know?
what's helping now is they're getting power. So the issue they have
Right.
is also that all their water is above ground in pipes. So and it runs along
Yeah.
train lines and bridges and all these bridges and train lines. Like the bridge near the train line near Clive. There's a bridge. The bridge is next to the train line. You got a road bridge and the railway lines there. It's
Yep,
gone.
yep.
Gone. That bridge is gone. The railway lines have all gone. They don't
Jeez.
exist anymore. They've been pulled away, and it literally looks like someone just picked them up, and it's all bent kind of railway line. It's insane.
Incredible.
Yeah. And I've kind of stayed. Luckily, I had food. Somehow, I had food in the house, so I just stayed at home until Saturday. No, Friday. I think I left the house on Friday. I went to work on Friday. Sorry, I went across to Havelock on Saturday in the end
Okay.
to go and visit a mate. I went for dinner. Had electricity. There was like beer that was cold. It's just this is insane. Like it's absolutely nuts.
Makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And Gizzy has water, yeah. And I think Noel Darkest Shadow today his power came on. He had 8 days no power.
Yeah,
8
it's crazy.
days.
Yeah.
I can't really comprehend what that's like.
You kind of the problem is it's because it's so dark everywhere. You go
Ah.
outside and it's just black, and it's not like
Right.
because normally you have light off a house or light off something or light off. There's
Yeah,
always some
a
light
street
somewhere.
lamp or something.
Street light,
course.
or even your house.
Yeah.
Like if you walk outside, you've got a little bit of light behind you because your house light's on. But you're going from pitch black to pitch black. It's just black. Like there's just no kind of.
Man.
That was what was weird. And I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning one time and I freaked out because it was so dark. It was just insanely dark. And I was confused. I was going, what the hell? I grabbed my phone and turned the light on. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
That was what threw me. At 4 in the morning, I just went, okay, this is just too dark. Yeah.
Yep. And you know what's been incredible? Our Discord has been great checking up on everyone because
Yes.
half of our listeners are all from Hawke's Bay.
Yep.
Those in Hastings were fine.
I know they were funny. They had no power for the day. They had no day power.
That's right. But I talked to my folks because they're in Hastings, and one of the things they were finding difficult is because there was no access into Napier, they were fine but couldn't help anybody that needed
That's
help.
right. Yeah.
So that's frustrating, if anything.
And some people went across because one of the bridges has been damaged quite badly because the railway bridge fell down and hit it, I think. It kind of damaged it.
Right.
The Waitangi Bridge, which is one of the first bridges you leave. You know, there's like 3 bridges going to Clive.
Yep.
It's the first
Yep.
bridge. So the railway line has been really, really badly damaged on the other side. And possibly all that sleepers and metal has hit the bridge and damaged it. So day 2 or something, they opened up the bridge and said, oh, no, it's fine. It's open. Go to Clive. And what happened was all this traffic appeared, and they reckon that it's actually damaged the bridge because all the weight of the traffic appeared.
Man, that's
You're like,
ridiculous.
could you not have kind of like had the queue further away and that people one at a time, not have the queue on the bridge? And it's just,
Yeah, well
so
done.
a little bit of an experience there, I think, kind of. And now it's opening and closing all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so it was closed most of today. It's open again. I saw messages on Facebook saying Facebook's been really good. Napier News has been awesome, actually.
Yes.
I did post a load of pictures for people doing before and afters.
Yeah,
Man.
that was great. On your Twitter?
On my Twitter, yeah, that was quite cool. Because I don't think people realise, I didn't realise actually looking at it how bad it was. Because Napier's fine. If you went around Napier now, other than no traffic lights, it's kind of okay. It's fine. No shops
Okay.
are open and stuff like that. But
Man.
Interesting.
yeah, a lot of the cabs are open, which is good. It was really nice. We were working last Thursday, Friday, and one place, Harpy, is open. If you know, it's opposite Property
Yep,
Networks.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were doing like Billy Can coffee, they were calling it. It was literally, they made a big vat of coffee and you had milk and it was just coffee and milk. But it was brilliant because I've been drinking tea. I had nothing but tea and I've been drinking black tea because the milk went off after a couple of days.
Of course.
Yeah, so I was having tea with honey and I was really sick of tea or lukewarm water. That's all I could get in the house because
Of course.
because I have like a filter of cold water, which is really nice. You could get a glass of cold. I'm drinking now cold water. It's awesome. You start drinking lukewarm water when it's hot, it doesn't do anything other than just make you go, yeah, this is this is really average now. So my issue of having bad water compared to guys up in Gizzy, you go, yeah, okay, I can put up with water, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
dark. It's dark
sure.
at 9 o'clock as well. Like it's properly dark at 9 o'clock.
It's a good thing this didn't happen in the winter.
I know.
Okay.
I said that to someone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
Although the heat is actually getting bad here. Like it's getting quite warm. No, it is. Like, and even now, I'm kind of. I want to put the air conditioning on, but I'm like, we've got to be careful with power. Like people are saying, please don't turn on all the big gear because it'll just. There's not the power's
Yeah.
coming from Hastings via
Right.
Funker 2 to here because there's no way of getting power where we normally get it because it doesn't
Right.
exist anymore. Half those lines, like they're just gone.
Jeez.
So there's a whole more load coming from Hastings, which means like, everyone's saying, please don't turn on all your dishwashers, washing machines, and you know. And I turned everything off in the house as well because I was told it might actually blow up your gear when it first turns on because power
Oh,
surging.
yes. Mm-hmm.
So I turned everything off except my main light, which I stupidly left on dim. I didn't realize this is a dimmer one, and it was low. So I had candles. I actually got candles on Sunday because I was sick of it in the end. I was like, I'm going to go because I couldn't get to Hastings, and I knew there'd be no candles in Napier. So my mate was like, "I've got candles." Like, cool. So I went to have a lot, grabbed candles, came back, like, sweet, got candles, set them all up, lit them all, and then I was like, "Oh, the dim light was the same level as the candles." So it was really confusing for me. I looked around and went, "There's something happened in this room, and I can't work out what." Because the fridge didn't turn on because the fridge was turned. There was no noise. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
the lights are on. That's weird." So I then went and turned the dim. Oh, look at the dimmer working and doing the light. So that was dumbass. Yeah,
Oh, that's
Okay.
fantastic.
it's so quiet as well. Like it's weirdly quiet.
Oh, I can imagine. Jeez.
What do you think of giving a small update of those we know in Hawke's Bay? I think our whole community's okay. Noel was the last to get power.
Yes,
He got power today.
Yes, just I think tonight, wasn't it? Yeah, the Mahu. Yeah,
Okay.
Mahu's was school. Do you know Mahu at all, Carl? I don't know if you did much traveling around Hastings that much.
Yeah, I know Mahu.
The Mahu schools, so that's really bad. Like the school's basically gone, I think, or kind of
Jeez.
wrecked. Because I know Chile was there helping out, doing a
Oh, okay. Great.
just going there and taking out. Because what the problem is the silt is basically chemicals and just crap, like sewage. All as soon as it touches anything material, it's got to be thrown
Yep.
away, whatever it is. Like it's and even the walls down to the walls because it absorbs all these really bad chemicals. So if you, anything in your
Right.
house, then it's all written off. That's it. It's all done.
I always
Jeez.
wondered how flood damage worked because I didn't quite understand why you had to throw away everything.
Yeah, it's because of all the stuff in it. Because you think
Okay.
it's flowing through like a factory over around the corner, picks up
Ah,
whatever's in
yes.
there,
true.
and then chucks it everywhere.
Right.
Or even like sewage works and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, which is I think
Okay.
no, there's just
So we've checked up on everybody in our community and they're okay. Noel was the longest suffering, and Lee, I'd say you were probably the second longest
I
suffering.
think day 6. Yeah, I was a bit over it by
Yeah.
6. Yeah,
So everyone's done really well, but everyone's being looked after.
yeah. I got candles on the day I thought I was going to get power, kind of on purpose because I knew if I got candles I'll get power. That was my kind of thinking.
Yeah, sure. Murphy's Law.
Murphy's law. So I got candles
Yep.
and they got power. I was like, there you go. That's so funny. Yeah.
Oh, you should have told Noel to go get some candles.
Lent him my candles, my magic candles.
Brilliant.
Pakawai, you know Pakawai Road around there. All the businesses are all written off. Like there's nothing there. It all got flooded out. Brookfield
Jeez.
Bridge is gone, which is like one of the bridges that went down to what's the name of that pub down there? There's a winery and stuff pub. I can't remember the name of it now, but there's a winery and pub off the as you go over the where the Pakawai Park is. You go over the bridge, and you take a right. Do you remember at all? And down there, there was a bridge down there which has now been taken away. Yeah, but all those Pakawai, all those kind of businesses have been flooded out by a couple of meters. Like Odin's, Garden Centre, and all those places have been taken out.
That's
Nuts.
ridiculous. Eh?
Bayview, yeah.
Crazy.
But Estella's probably the worst.
Have all the water levels gone down?
Not particularly, no. We've had no rain since. Well, we've had drizzle, maybe a little bit of drizzle on Tuesday, but we've had no rain since Tuesday, and the water levels are still high.
Okay.
Yeah, which is.
But also not that much sun, hey?
Yeah, no, we had 24
Oh, you
degrees,
have?
22
Oh,
degrees.
yeah,
We've had
okay.
a lot of fun. Actually, weekend was really nice. It was really hot on the weekend. But
Okay.
it's so soaked and so. We were already high anyway because we'd had a lot of rain this year already. So the river already quite high. So we've had 60% of our rain in annual rain by February. 60% of our rain for the whole
Yeah.
year in 2 months, less than 2 months, sorry, or just over 2 months. And it's going to
That's
rain
right.
again up in Gizzy, especially storms. I think in Gizzy on Thursday.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Oh, those poor guys.
Okay.
yeah.
Man. Well, if you guys are interested to see, we will have our links in the podcast notes where you'll be able to check what the damage is. And we'll also have a place where you can donate to the relief efforts if you feel compelled to. But you guys should just check out the level of destruction that it's been.
Oh,
Just insane.
would say Unison
right.
done amazing. Actually, they've done actually incredible Unison to get the power back
Yeah,
up again.
Good job. Noel's been sending photos of them working through. Man, they've
They're
been
doing
good.
18-hour days basically to get this up again.
Jeez. That's
Um,
fantastic.
And the reason we're going to list links, so we're going to put up links to photographs, is because there's been no news about this in Australia. Australia has no idea.
They do because they've sent Aussies over to help out.
the Aussies that can help possibly know.
Yeah,
But the general Joe Blogs doesn't know.
that's insane.
Yeah.
So
The local news here has no idea what's going on. Like I've been watching the local news compared to stuff, and stuff is like giving you live updates what's happening.
Yep.
And Australian news is, oh, look at this celebrity who got new breast implants, and look at this celebrity who's on Married at First Sight, and it's just been nonsense.
How strange. You'd think they would be all over that.
Yeah,
I
you'd
would have
think
thought
they
so.
would.
Um, yeah.
No.
Luckily, we have a lot of friends from Hawke's Bay, so they knew, obviously. How's your folks? Fred's family is fine,
Even Brad
that
got
sort of
hit, didn't he,
stuff.
up there, up in Auckland?
Yeah, up in Auckland.
Yes,
Brad.
yeah, he did.
Because it got blew through. So not just Hawke's Bay, but it did take out Auckland. Northlands were bad. Tauranga quite bad. Coromandel is cut off in lots of places as well. A bit like
Oh,
here.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it kind of
Okay.
came from Northlands, and of
Yeah.
course Northlands, Coromandel, and then went to the outside Tauranga, and I think it skimmed through Gizzy. It didn't actually. If you look at the storm, it didn't actually go on land, but the outside of the storm was so big that it caused so much damage that way.
Jeez, that's insane.
Yeah, there is some good information out there. You just got to dig around for it a bit. Like the Estelle stuff was interesting because they were kind of saying at 9 o'clock the Hookaroo, Hookaroo school down in Estelle.
Mm-hmm.
It's a boarding school. So they got all the kids out at 9 o'clock, which is great. But at no point did anyone in the local council, government, or whatever, say evacuate the area in Estelle.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Ridiculous.
I think by 3 o'clock in the morning, the place was flooded, like it was done.
Yeah.
Like 4 or 5 hours later, it was all flooded out. But they didn't at
So-
9 o'clock go, "This is quite serious. We need to get people out of here."
Well, yeah. I mean, how does that work? Because I heard Taradale got evacuated
Yeah,
in the middle of the night.
though. Oh, was it in the middle of the night? Was it? Okay.
In the middle of the night. So why wasn't Eskdale included
That's
in
that's
that?
a good
They're under the
question.
same council, aren't they?
Yeah. Maybe Hastings. Maybe that's Hastings.
Eskdale. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
Napier's quite small. Like it's quite a small council compared to Hastings.
Right. Okay.
But they've done in
makes sense.
2018. They've done a whole bunch of like flood mapping and stuff in Estelle as well. So they were
Right.
already preparing for this, but they didn't obviously. I don't know. But
We
the
just needed another year.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's it. isn't it? It's
COVID
the
took 2
same.
years from us.
It's well, if you look at the numbers, so they have the 100-year. Did you know a 100-year flood means a 1% chance of flood that year? That's what 100-year means.
I saw that recently.
I was like, that's really interesting. I always wondered what that meant, 100-year flood.
Yeah.
So the levels at 100 year, I can't remember the exact numbers. I think it's 1,000 for easy math. It's 1,000 millimeters of rain is a 100-year flood. The line was double that. It was at 2,000. Like I saw this graph go and it went up and up and up. The problem is they missed at 2,000. It stopped working was because the thing got destroyed that was measuring it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Man,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
So they don't actually know the levels in the end because a lot of the gear got destroyed. I think it
Yeah.
did 480 millimeters in a couple hours or something, or that evening.
Yep,
And 480
that's a lot of
millimeters
water.
is an insane amount of water. Like that's a ridiculous amount of water. to
People
drop.
forget how destructive water is as well.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't take a lot to knock you off your feet.
No. And there's stories of like people with some 2-year-old kid got washed away from the mother's arms and there's water. Like there's stuff like that happening. It's just,
Man,
it's terrible.
ridiculous.
So that's why I sat here for my 6 days without power going, it's fine, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You're
fine.
suddenly very grateful for your situation and
Yeah.
lack of knowing how
Well,
bad it actually
I had
is.
food and I could go to work and stuff like that. Like it wasn't really affecting me that much. It was just really annoying at night. That was the main issue. Because I was reading. I read 3 books in 3 days.
If only
What
this was
books
the
were
book
they?
Star
podcast.
Trek books. They're like 300,
Yeah, tell us, what
350
books-
pages. Yeah, Star Trek
What
books.
books are?
I had a bunch
Star
of Star
Trek,
Trek voices, like 300-page books that I read. And they're not exactly, huge books, but they're still, normally
Still.
take me longer than a day to read. I literally I finished one book I had like 20 pages on, and I started the second book and finished the whole thing that day. I literally started it and then sat there on the couch and read the whole thing. And that night, put it down, finished. And
Yeah.
oh well, the next day, next book, and went and did the same thing again the next day.
Jeez. Man. Well,
So
that's
yeah, you've lost a whole week of gaming.
Yes.
Not that it's important, but yeah,
I don't know.
Tuesday to Tuesday.
Yeah, well, Monday I didn't play Monday night, so I played on the weekend, and that was it. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Man. So this means it's going to be quite a short Game Face episode.
I've got
Lee
3
isn't
games.
here
I've
with
still
us.
got 3 games, so
That's hilarious.
Oh really?
Lee in the middle of the cyclone, he's like, yeah, I still have 3. I'm not a complete caveman.
Jesus, come on, I've got some standards to keep up.
So pivoting from very serious to now somewhat
so
fun.
Noel says 10 a.m. they got evacuated at 10 a.m. in Taradale. So they didn't get evacuated
That's-
at night. It was morning they got evacuated when the river started going up because the water
Yeah.
was coming from up the hills, coming down, and it took a while. It took a few hours to come
Okay.
through, and that's why it was so late. No one got
The reason
evacuated that night.
The reason I said in the middle of the night was because I heard that some started getting evacuated at 4 a.m.
Oh,
in
okay.
Taradale.
In Taradale,
But maybe
yeah.
that was Miani side. I'm not sure.
There was weird messages from the government as well. Like the text messaging system obviously didn't work because no one had any cell phone signal. But I got a message of Mariwa South.
Oh,
Where's Mariwa
you're
South?
in Marie self.
I don't know if I'm in Mariwa South. No one knows where Mariwa South is. I talked to somebody about it. It's like, where's Mariwa South? We don't know. But they said they had to evacuate. It's like, well, I'm in Mariwa, but I don't know if I'm Mariwa South or not.
Right.
No one's ever called it that before. So this was the problem. They were sending messages out going, evacuate from Mariwa South now. And I sat there going, well, there's nothing near me. There's no rain near me. It's not raining. There's not anything happening. The fire engine just down the road's not going anywhere. So do I have to go? So yeah, they're just, yeah. No, that was bad. Like the communication's been shocking, actually.
Jeez.
The Napier news has been really good, but the communication generally has been shocking.
The Facebook page, yes.
Yeah, the
it's been
Facebook
good.
posts been really good. Yeah. It's been good seeing people finding each other and stuff like that as well.
Yep. So yeah, definitely check out the links in the description of the podcast. We'll have all the pictures there. Check out Lee's Twitter. He's been tweeting a lot of pictures. And yeah, we'll also have the link to the relief effort. So please make sure you check that out if you're compelled to, if you want to help the efforts down there in Hawke's Bay, help get people on their feet again. Because man, we've seen some of the houses and it's just silt up to the ceiling.
Waira, mate, is bad. It's real bad.
Yeah.
Estelle's really bad. There's lots of little. The problem is, it's all the little communities have been hit hardest. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's just been ridiculous. So
EIT, it's gone or floated out.
We saw EIT disappear.
That was the first photo I saw, and I couldn't believe it. And that photograph from above includes the bridge that's completely
Not
ruined.
there anymore. Yeah, Puketapu. You know the Puketapu bridge that's next to the pub. It's not there anymore. It's gone. There's just banks. There's bank and bank. There's not even proof there was a bridge there. It's just washed away.
Insane.
Yeah. So a few of the bridges have been hit, and they kind of, because they're in sections, they might lose the middle two sections. So they're saying that's actually not too bad. You can fix that. 'Cause you can just, if the uprights are there, okay, you can still fix it. You can kind of get away with it. But it's the ones like the Puketap bridge is gone. Like there's no uprights. There's nothing left. Like that's a huge.
Yep.
You need a longer bridge now. Noel says, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
It's crazy.
So should we pivot and actually talk about the games that we have sprinkled on our breakfast for this week?
On my toast. All I've had is toast this week for breakfast. I ran out of cereal. I ran out of milk. I was like, this is not good.
How are you getting toast?
Oh, bread fridge. Some rest in the fridge. My fridge was surviving. I don't know why, but it survived the whole period of time I was there. And I was
how did you turn the bread into toast?
Oh, I didn't have toast. Sorry, I was just having bread. I was literally having bread. No, I was just having bread. Just bread. Bread with like eggs or something, or bread and jam. I was just having sandwiches for breakfast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cooked eggs, pre-cooked eggs.
Yeah, no, because I had hob. I had gas hobs, so I could do.
That's right. Yep. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, but not bread. Sorry, not toast. Sorry, just bread.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I thought, flip, it's really that hot in New Zealand. You just put it outside for 5 minutes on each side.
Put it on the roof.
Yep. All right. So we're still trying to do friendly Feb, and I don't know whether any of us have actually succeeded in sticking to the rules, apart from Simone.
Well, I played Fall Guys, and
That's
Carl
not
said
very
it
friendly.
didn't count.
That's not very friendly.
You see,
I
I also
think
said
it
it's
is.
not a friendly game.
No.
Okay.
You pick up people
Okay.
and throw them off to the side and laugh
have
at them
proof.
when they die. Okay.
I have proof that I did it in a friendly way.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's an achievement for giving another Fall Guy a hug, which requires you to both grab each other, and I don't have that achievement. So I have not grabbed another.
Were you trying to
being.
hug them, or were you trying to throw them off the side?
Actually, the guys that run around trying to grab you, I just run away. Yep, and the one where very Wipeout like, where you have to jump over the spinning.
Oh yes, yeah. The spinning disc thing, like the stick.
While you see it coming your way, there are people running around trying to grab you and throw you off, and I'm just running away from them, and then trying to remember to jump. So I've been very passive in Fall Guys. Kyle, if you don't mind, can I start?
Yeah, well, you clearly have, so off you go.
Go for it.
So I think I'm quite stoked, and if I'm correct, out of us three, I'm the first person to win a Fall Guys episode.
Ooh, well done.
And also play for me, because I don't think I've played a Fall Guys.
You haven't played it all yet?
Fall Guys episode? No, not enough to kind of do that. No.
Oh,
No.
it's a good feeling. I understand why people get addicted now, because there's like 30 different progress bars that move when you win an episode. And so I'm just sitting there watching them just slightly go up, and I'm like, oh yeah, now I got to win another one. It was a good night. And there's some of those races that I've gotten very good at. So
yes. Which ones have you gotten good at?
So there's a jungle one which involves frogs that expand and go small. There's a rhino that chases you at one point. there's various just colorful animals that you just need to be careful of. I've gotten good at that one. The other one I'm good at, see, this is season 3 at the moment, which is underwater themed, which includes pirates.
Okay.
And
Are pirates friendly?
I didn't hurt any.
Did they try to hurt you?
Yes. So there's one, they're not missions. There's one episode. No, they're not. Anyway, there's one game where you jump on these platforms and don't jump on the platforms with patterns on them because a kraken will appear and he has these tentacles that try and swat you.
Okay.
And I won that one. That was how I won my first episode. I was the last one alive. So yeah, that's quite fun. But a lot of them for season 3 are sea themed, and the items, the cosmetics you're getting are also sea themed. So I've just unlocked a captain's cap, which is super cool.
Cool.
And at one point, everyone in the game I was playing was also wearing their captain's cap. So I felt part of a community. It was wonderful.
I see. I would have felt sad. I was like one of those people, one of those cat people.
One of those caps, but they're so good looking caps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got like a third of a uniform right there. I'm not going to complain. So yeah, I'm now a level 12 of that season, which is something to sneeze at because the top level is 200.
Oh, you're getting there.
Yeah, getting there.
Slowly.
But I remain confident that Fall Guys totally counts for Friendly Feb. That's my 2 cents.
We may have to put that to the community and ask them what they think.
Yes, okay.
See,
well,
I'm not sure if it is because I hate the game so much. So yeah, I don't think that's friendly.
You didn't watch me play it, so you didn't get angry.
I'm feeling angry now, though. I am angry now.
After your week from hell and everything, you'd like Fall Guys, and the anger just builds.
Well, yeah, no, that's fine. Put it to the
cherry
community.
on the top of the week. Someone plays Fall Guys and enjoys it. Whatever.
The question we're putting to the community is, has Simone broken the rules of Friendly Feb yet? Because we already know that if I have, at least I was the last to break the rules.
Yeah, but Chili Dogs, she says that she's kept to the rules. She's played Tetris,
She's
Hot Wheels,
playing
and Overcooked.
multiplayer Tetris, though.
Oh, is that one where you destroy the other people?
Wow, I think you've got to fight over the... Is there like 3 different things to fill or
Tetris
something?
Connect.
Tetris Connect, yeah.
It's competitive, but you're not hitting anybody.
Not hitting anyone, okay.
There's no violence involved.
Just playing against someone. It could be in the house, though, especially when someone steals your spot when you're trying to put a... There could be actual violence rather than game violence.
Yeah, that's why I think Overcooked shouldn't count.
See, yeah, Overcooked's the same. That makes me really angry, that game. Especially when you play with people like Kyle.
I understand what you're saying, but at some point there's going to be no games for Friendly Feb that you can pick from.
Hot Wheels.
You can't narrow it down too much.
Hot Wheels? Racing car games.
You can't only play racing car. Racing car games are violent. I'm
No,
always smashing people into the
Yeah,
side.
but that depends how you drive.
Same argument for Fall Guys. See?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. So Fall Guys is like Forza.
Yeah, she is quite violent as well, Gary. It's true. So I'm going to defend myself. My thinking for my Friendly Feb, because I got sick of missing out on Hogwarts.
Oh, yeah?
So what I decided to do was I played a friendly game and then play Hogwarts as a reward for playing a friendly game. Does that count?
Oh, you guys really struggle in February, don't you?
Hogwarts though. Hogwarts though.
So funny.
So I played Grand Tour, which is a racing car game.
Yep.
It's actually really clever. So what they've done is they've gone. It's I played the bonus. I've only played one episode of it. There's like bonus episode. There's season 1, which is one of the bonus episodes, and it's literally the first episode of Grand Tour. And you race the cars. So when they have like a competition or they talk about like showing off about something, you jump into the car and then race against one of them, and shout abusive things at them when you drive around and stuff like that. And like, it's really cool. It's really clever. It's real fun.
If you're shouting abusive things, does it count?
Verbal abuse?
Verbal abuse is different. So words cannot hurt me. 6 and stones may break my bones. So it's fine. It's really clever though. It's really good because it just ties in. It's literally you can sit watching the episodes and they're being Top Gear basically, and then it goes into like, and we're going to race and try and see who wins, and you jump into the car that should win. So the idea is when you win, then they go back and talk about how you won. But obviously, if you lose, then it just keeps playing the race
so
over and over again. So it's
keep going through it.
yeah, it's cool.
Oh,
I did
yeah.
the first bonus episode, which is it's quite a while. It took me quite a while. It took like 20 minutes, half an hour, if not longer actually, because there's a few races in it, and you have like achievements for watching all the videos. So they'll do like a whole like they do when they in the Top Gear, they cut to a thing where they're talking and they're mucking around. And it goes along the bottom, and you can kind of see. And as it gets closer to the end, it says "Get ready," and that's when you take over for the driving. But the first bit is them talking about the car and talking about kind of reviewing the car like they do, or mucking around like they do, like depending on what's happening. Yeah.
Does it mean that you have to listen to the same info more than once?
No, because it's an episode of Grand Tour.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. No. So you're literally watching Grand Tour. So that's cool.
Right.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Those guys are funny.
Those guys
As
are
someone
great.
that doesn't really watch Top Gear.
Yeah, you don't watch it for the cars. You watch those two mucking around, or three mucking around, really. Yeah.
Yep. Definitely.
And it's funny when you got Captain Slow driving, and when you're driving Captain Slow, and you take the mick out of them for winning and stuff like that. Yeah, it's.
Do you How do they incorporate the Stig into the game?
Is the Stig in it?
I don't think they're allowed to have the Stig in the Grand Tour. That's a
No,
very
Grand
Top Gear
Tour's
thing.
Top Gear. Yeah, that's true. They have American Stig. No, they do have American Stig.
Do they have the Stig?
Okay.
Yes,
That's very strange.
they have the
I thought
American.
wouldn't be
Hang
allowed
on.
No,
to.
they have the American. No, it's not the Stig. It's
Oh,
called
yes,
the
it's
American.
called the American.
The fat guy,
That's
the
it.
fat racing car guy.
Sorry, we're not talking about Top Gear.
No, we're talking about the Grand Tour, which is the guys
So-
from Top Gear.
Same guys.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same guys. After they got
Oh.
fired by the
After
BBC.
Jezza got fired. So it starts off with Jezza leaving
sorry.
London,
Right.
getting in a taxi, going to the airport, leaving the BBC, getting in a taxi, going to the airport, flying across to the States, and then going to Amazon, and then it kicks into the TV series. And it's like, I don't know if you remember the Grand Tour when it first started, they drove across a big desert.
Yep.
Because the whole idea was there's a big tent, wasn't it, that they could take everywhere. So the
Mm-hmm.
first scene is them, and you do racing and drive up to the desert in the first race. And then it takes off,
fantastic.
and then it goes to like proper video of you watching them drive in, and then they walk in, there's cheering and clapping, there's a stage, they do the intro, and then they kind of get into the proper episode. It's really cool, it's real fun.
That does sound like good fun.
Yeah.
It does. It sounds like they've thought about it, which is good.
I think so, yeah. They've done a really nice job. Like the driving's fine. Like it's solid, it's solid driving. And you have like boosts and stuff. And one of them was one of the races you send them a text message. So you have different boosts to speed up, or send them a text message which sends them an abusive message and slows them down because they've got to read the message. And it varies between speeding you up and slowing down the opposition. So it's stuff like that. It's cool. And it's obviously, the Jezza sending abusive messages is quite funny, and yeah. So it's like that. It's cool. They've thought about it. They've definitely thought about it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's lots of fun. Did you pay for this, or did it come games with gold, or
I
how
have
did
no
you get
idea
it?
where I got it. I think it must have been on cheap one time. It's not for selling anymore. You can't get it anymore.
Oh,
Oh,
seriously?
okay.
Yeah, I might have picked it up
Is
before
it old?
disappeared. It was only out for like a year. It was
Oh,
out
wow,
for a real
okay.
short amount of time. It must have been a licensing thing.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah. I
Okay.
like racing car games.
Yeah, no, we know that. Give you a car and you're A for away.
Yeah.
I'm keen for Lee to play a motorcycle game.
No, I did try that. I did try the Superbikes one.
Oh, yeah,
It's
that's
really,
so hard.
really hard.
Yeah, I don't know why anyone would want to do that.
Why? There's no roof and there's not enough wheels. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you go on a bike?
Why would you want to be on a bike? There's no roof.
There's no roof. You get
And
wet
there's
and
not
cold.
enough wheels.
There's not enough
That's my
wheels.
favorite thing about cars, the roof.
The roof and the
Yeah.
wheels. That's what I like about him. I like my car because my roof can go down, but I have the option to put it back again, which is good.
Yeah.
Like you have a choice.
And it's got the right amount of wheels.
It's got the right amount of wheels, exactly. Yeah,
Oh, that's fantastic.
yeah. I did try the bike one because I thought, I like racing car bike. I like games like make you go fast, but it's really hard because you got to balance the bike. You go around corners, you lean,
Yep.
and then
yep.
accelerating out of the corner was the worst thing because the bike wants to kind of go sideways, wants to kind of backward, wants to catch you up all the time. So you've got to be really careful accelerating out of corners, which is no fun. You want to floor it when you go leave a corner.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
But okay, so you said you like games that make you go fast. Have you played Star Wars Episode 1 Racer?
No, the pod racer.
It's
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean the graphics are old, but
it's old
it's
360, isn't it?
does a very good job of making you feel like you're going really fast. No, they remade it for the Xbox One.
Oh, okay. That's
Or
why I like
maybe
Need for Speed.
Master?
Need for Speed's like that because you kind of go and it makes like that blurry effect as you're going faster, doesn't it?
Yeah, makes you
like,
feel like you're going really
it
quick.
feels like you're out of control basically as you're driving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, the motorbike stream I did was really funny. She said, "Thanks, Chili." I did that one
sounds
actually.
like-
I was messing around with Kingsman. We had motocross we were doing. So he was
Oh,
trying
cool.
to get an achievements in the motocross game.
Was it the Red Bull motocross game?
No, ATX versus MTV or something.
Oh,
over.
that one. Yep.
Yeah. Because he wanted the achievements in it. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll go into that. And I worked out that if I smashed into him on corners, he fell off and I went around the corner. But I did it every single time. And he got really annoyed with me doing it each time. But I was like, oh, this is fun. I can just smash into you in a certain way. You fall off and then I'll just keep going.
Oh, that's
that sounds great.
fantastic.
Yeah. and Tony was watching us. Tony was watching us at the time. It's just funny.
Brilliant. So Fall Guys and the Grand Tour and
See, that's friendly. I've started friendly.
that is friendly. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And a game I've jumped into that I never thought I would is Madden 23. Oh yeah, and that's Snigger from Lee.
You're not
You
a
have something
sports
to say?
person. You're not a sports person. It's my immediate thought.
Oh yeah, well I'm not a sports person.
You'd be surprised. If he's watching rugby, he will yell at the TV.
Of course, you have to.
Because the South Africans are playing and losing, probably.
Always. But I took Monday off to go watch the Super Bowl at
Oh,
a pub,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
like a normal person would,
Sure.
I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, Madden 23. What can you say about this game? It expects you to have played all the other Maddens before it.
Do you understand rule books and stuff for that? Like defensive plays, offensive plays, all that sort of good stuff?
I was hoping the game would teach me because I know a little bit from watching NFL,
Yeah.
but I don't actually know anything else. But no, the game expects you to know American football, have played the previous Madden games, because it just starts you off. And it's just like, cool, choose your team, let's go. There's no tutorial.
Do you have basic understanding of like the four downs and stuff like that and going forward 10 meters forward and field
A
goals,
little bit.
Hail Marys, all that sort of stuff? Yeah.
Things like that. I have a little bit of understanding. But again, I was hoping the game would go, are you new to this? Are
Tutorial
you new
mode
to
or
this?
something.
And you go, yes. And
Education
go, no, let's
mode, no
teach you.
less.
Let's teach you how to play the game. No, you have to go hunting for the tutorial after you've gone through the initial setup, which is all about how, like the setup is like, choose the way you pass. Because in 23, there's new ways to pass and there's new ways to catch and there's new ways to throw the ball in certain ways. And I'm going, I don't know what any of these options mean. Can I just throw the ball?
Just go
What's the button to throw
Just
the
go
ball?
classic every time. Classic every time.
I did. And then it says throw the ball. What button is it to throw the ball?
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. Oh no, you failed. You didn't throw the ball. What is the
Also,
button to throw the ball?
it's a different button to throw the ball, depending on what type of catch you want to make.
Well, if you want to do a layoff or something like that, I guess, or like a handoff or
Yeah.
do an actual proper throw.
There's
Yeah.
like an aggressive catch.
Yep.
There's a what's the one? There's a rack catch. Rack stands for something,
Yeah,
Which-
RAC.
which it doesn't actually tell you what it stands for. There's one where you catch it and then you fall on the ground.
A dive. Almost.
Um,
Yeah.
No,
that'd
so you
be-
just catch and then you just plonk.
Oh.
You
So
know, like
it's for
I'm not
gaining
moving.
ground, yeah. It's
Yeah.
to stop you from getting aggressively tackled.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, there's that. Then there's the where you catch it, and as soon as you catch it, the dude who catches it's supposed to just sprint towards the
So the try line.
touchdown,
yeah. Or the
try
area,
line,
yeah.
whatever they
Yeah.
call it. But yeah, no, it doesn't teach you anything. You actually have to sit with the game for about an hour before you actually you get to the menu
It's violent
in which you can
chess.
go
I love it.
hunting, and then you can go and you can you go and find the menu, and then in the menu there's an option for a tutorial, and so you go, oh okay, and then the tutorial's like, press these buttons, and you go, what do these buttons do? I don't know. It's not a very well thought out tutorial.
Interesting.
It's
And
a-
it's also hidden away, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very hidden. It expects you, because as soon as you go in and after you've decided which way you're catching or throwing, like changing your controls, whether you're doing power throws or you're going for this classic controller setup, then it decides to take you to this thing called Ultimate Team. And you're opening boxes that give you cards. And you go, but I just want to know how to play the game.
How
Why am
very
I getting
EA.
cards?
How very EA of them.
Mhm.
It's so weird. And then it goes, oh, you've unlocked this box because you've gotten this card. And so you're just unlocking these loot boxes of cards for this thing called Ultimate Team, which I assume is like fantasy football. You get your favorite football people and then you put them together, and then you go play online with them or something.
Yeah, you don't
Yep.
have any choice who the people are. So you just basically, it's it got banned in Belgium for gambling. That's what it is.
Oh,
So you open a box. It's like do you ever go and collect the cards, the football cards and Panini football cards and stuff like that?
used to collect some other cards, but not the football ones.
Yeah. So you open and basically get chewing gum in there, but you also get like 4 different cards, and you might have a set that will help you, like finish your
Yeah.
set. So that's basically that is all it is.
Yeah, it's so strange. But yeah, trying to find the tutorial anywhere was a mission. And then in the tutorial, I'm only halfway through the tutorial and I'm still stuck. No idea what I'm doing, what a rack catch is or anything like that.
Brilliant.
I
want to play it though. I used to play this way back. God.
Start it and let's do multiplayer so that you can teach
So we
me
can
how to
just
play.
Try and work
Because,
it out. Or I just kick your ass. Yeah.
yeah, well, I don't. Geez, this game is hard. It's so hard to get to grips with it, but it looks really good.
So you
It
do get to
feels
choose the
pretty cool.
plays and stuff then, do you? Is that you kind of
Yeah,
first
yeah.
choose a play and then you say a
So
bunch of numbers?
In the tutorial, it's quite nice because it gives you unlimited amount of time to choose the plays. When you're playing the game, when you first started off, and it immediately thrusts you into this, we're going to go straight into a game.
Yeah.
And you have 10 seconds to choose a play. And for someone who's never seen a play before, you're looking at the screen and it's got 12 different arrows,
Yeah, that's right.
cards with
Yeah.
arrows going different directions. And you look at this going, what does any of this mean? Can I throw me a freaking bone here, please? So confusing game. It expects you to have played every other Madden up to 23 so that you know what's going on. Not very noob friendly, but I must say that it's a very interesting game, and the challenge of it and the idea of American football and just seeing how you can get good at the game just makes me want to keep playing.
And get good.
Get good.
Yeah, and get good. And
See,
do
what
this
we could try
ultimate team.
and do is Ultimate Team's a waste of time. It's just a money grab. But
Well,
if
it
you
looks
do
all flashy.
multiplayer on the same side, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Because that's what you
That'd
can do
be
with FIFA. You can play on the same side.
Okay.
Cool.
So you can actually work
Well,
together. Or play
Madden
against
23 is on
when I
Game
played,
Pass.
When I played Gary, when I kicked his ass 4-1 that time, it was we were vices. It's good, wasn't it, Gary? I enjoyed that game.
Yeah. Sounds like it's better off if you're on the same team.
Well, get it, because Madden is on Game Pass. And then we
I
could
saw
try
that, yeah.
struggle and figure this thing out together. And you can tell me what the controls are, because the tutorial is not very helpful.
Okay. Well, I might at least understand how the game works, like playbook wise. That might help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
interesting, Lee. I didn't know you knew that much about
I used to
NFL
watch
at
it
all.
So when I was a kid, it was on it was on like 11 o'clock at night on Channel 4. And Gary knows
yeah.
Channel 4 in the UK. Like it's on a random channel at the back, and it was always on at 11 o'clock at night. And it was just when, for some reason, they always had NFL on. I was like, oh, cool. So I just flick it on and watch it, and then got into it. And then I
Cool.
went to Miami, did the whole kids' family holiday thing. When I was friend, went to Miami Dolphins. So I started supporting the Miami Dolphins and stuff like that. So I always have a bit of an eye on it
nice.
then, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean,
And then I
yeah,
played
you
lots
support.
and I used to
you
play a lot
support-
of football games. And I used to play American football games. For some reason, I used to play them on PC.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you support the Dolphins and Everton. So you're not exactly used to winning, are you?
No. They don't really do winning.
Okay. So for our American listeners, Kyle, who do you support?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Who did you support last year?
The Kansas City Chiefs, but they didn't make it. So normally when it comes to the Super Bowl, I just choose the team with the nicest colors on the day. But I've been supporting the Kansas City Chiefs on and off since about 2017
Is
or
this
so.
the first time they've gone to the Super Bowl ever in their whole lifetime?
No. This is the second time they've won
Second
it.
time. Oh, what?
Because I think they won it in 2019, I think.
Oh, that's not too.
Wasn't
long
the
ago.
Eagles in it not been in the Super Bowl much?
No, it's the Eagles were brand new.
Yeah, okay. I knew one of them was.
So, yeah. So it was very cool to see them. But yeah, I support the Chiefs because they're red and they're cool. And I support St Kilda as the AFL here in Melbourne.
Oh, yeah.
And they're also red and white. So we've got a pattern going.
Yeah, you do.
At least this means that if I buy a Kansas City Chief jersey, I can then go to a St Kilda game and people will just not even bat an eyelid because it's the same colors.
Same colour.
Yeah.
You got to play smarter, not harder.
Sure.
Yeah, no, that's smart. That's smart, Kyle.
But yeah, get Madden, Lee, and teach me how to play because it's a
I'm
fascinating
tempted to.
game.
Yeah. I used to love playing it back in the day. Like there's
It's-
I can't remember which one I played. I'd love to know what number it was. I feel like it was like
It's-
2003 or something like that. Like it was way back.
Man, okay. So things will have changed just a bit
Yeah, I
in 20
imagine
years.
so. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 20 years.
Well, yeah. Now that you got power, start it up and do the first hour while the game is basically yelling at you.
Yelling at you.
Shame, but the poor man hasn't played games in a week. He should play something he wants to play.
I did fire up Harry last night.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Harry Simulator.
Harry Simulator.
Yes, we're going to get to the not so friendly games shortly.
Yes.
But are there any other friendly games that we have played this past week?
Did I talk about Power Wash Simulator last time? I can't remember.
No, you did not.
Well, I played Power Wash Simulator.
That's a friendly game.
It is a
friendly
friendly game. Thank you. Not for the dirt though. So you see,
True, killing
you can always
dirt.
come up.
Killing dirt. Or
Killing dirt,
killing
that's-
water, moving water around and stuff like.
In fairness, I mean, yeah, there's not a lot of killing going on. Maybe some bugs died, but dirt is the only thing mentioned. So I guess in this world, bugs don't exist. I'm just moving dirt.
Oh, you're moving dirt. Like you're actually changing
Moving
the
dirt.
form of dirt into something else, into mud.
Yes, but not here. Mud over there.
Exactly, yes.
Not here.
Away from the thing you're trying to clean, yes.
That's right. Yeah, so I decided to do some achievement hunting because why not? I mean, I'm still trying to work on the true achievement targets this month, and so I thought I'd knock some off. It was good fun. It's tedious. If you care about the achievements, you want to have a good look at the list at least. You don't have to follow a guide.
What is it, like a 40, 50-hour game, isn't it? Or something? It's insane.
Yeah, it's a long game.
Isn't it? Because I was like, do I really want to start that game? Like, I don't mind having earlier, but do I really want to start that game? Like, it's...
Only if you care about 100%ing it. The reason I say at least have a look at the achievements is because you don't want to have to do the same thing twice. And that doesn't sound too bad if you haven't played the game, but some of these maps, I guess, some of these items are massive.
I have to tell you a story about Tony. Chili Dog is in
Okay.
the chat now. She says, I still can't play or talk about Power Wash Simulator. So she was trying to do the fire station.
I haven't done that yet.
And she made a bit of a mistake when she started doing it because you're supposed to buy this extension because you're not allowed to climb a ladder. I think it's climb a ladder to clean the high bits.
Okay.
But you can buy this extension, which she didn't buy. What she did was she bought like a different spout or something. Like she didn't spend the money right, so she didn't have this thing. So the only way she could clean the fire station was by jumping.
Oh, oh my goodness, yes, I
so
understand.
That's painful. And then what happened was the save corrupted and kicked her out and back and took away the fire station that she'd nearly finished. Or she finished off starting the fire station, I think. So now she's back to the point where she has to do the fire station again. Yeah. And she's broken. She can't play
And
the game.
she doesn't have any money.
99% then crashed. There you go. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Carl's just laughing.
Okay.
And there's
And
an
then-
achievement for jumping. Or not jumping. For not using the ladder and cleaning the fire station as an achievement. So
really?
if it had crashed after getting the achievement, it's fine. Don't clean the fire station. Clean it however. It doesn't really matter. But because it crashed before the achievement ping, then... Yeah.
Okay,
Carl,
there's a
stop
life
laughing. It's really
lessons.
mean. Although I do take the mickey out of her constantly.
There is a life lesson here.
There is.
Don't care about achievements.
Yeah, that's it.
We're not that kind of podcast.
Agreed.
Okay,
That's
but
so funny.
in saying that, I was achievement hunting.
Yes.
Uh,
We don't care achievements, but...
but yeah, so one of the first little items that you have to do is your van, which is this blue power wash cleaning van. And the one achievement is to clean it with the smallest hose. And it's kind of frustrating.
Is that like
because
weeing on it, basically?
It's the pressure is okay. It's just a very small surface area.
Oh my word.
Yeah, but I just kudos to the developers. This game is relatively forgiving. It's not all the way forgiving where it's not challenging, but it's not stupid mean to you.
Like that stupid lawnmower game where I had to find like it was going up by 0.01% all the time. And I was driving around in the lawnmower for like 2 hours trying to get this stupid one. I think I was
That's
trying
right.
to get trying to get my 100,000 at the time.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were my adventures in Power Wash Simulator. I also cleaned the Mars rover.
Oh, cool.
While it
Okay.
was in space.
was no,
No.
while it was on the ground. But what's quite neat is you can finish the rover, but realize that your percentage is not 100% yet. And so you have to go looking
Oh,
for
I'm
the
trying
rest
to
of
find the
it.
spot. It's underneath things, isn't it? Always look
No,
underneath.
you have to go for a walk. You
Oh,
have to go for a
okay.
walk.
What, a walk where? I'm
No,
so
I'm sorry,
confused.
I'm not telling you.
Huh. Okay.
On the moon.
Spoilers. Tony will know.
Or she might not. She might have lost that achievement.
She might.
Might have
Yeah,
crashed.
she might. It's one of the free play options. So I think you get it. It's not a career one, so you should get it at the beginning of the game.
Okay. Unless it crashes.
Oh, that's so funny.
So yeah. Power Wash Simulator. It's a good game. Just mute the TV and play
Play podcast.
some music you like.
Yeah. Put us in your ears and play Power Wash
Oh, there
Sim.
you go.
Yeah.
That's the way forward.
Play
how
it
I was
right
playing
now.
Grid. That's how I was playing Grid last week before, whatever it was. Just put podcast on and just play Grid because I had to do ridiculous amount of levels round something.
Oh,
Drive
man.
200 miles or something like that. I just put a podcast on.
Yep. Can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay, Carl, how
My-
many games have you got?
Well, my initial Friendly Feb game was The Witness. And this is the last
Oh,
game I
yes.
have for Friendly Feb. And I was talking to Jeremy about it because he loves this game. He says it's one of the best games he's ever played. And I can honestly see why. It's a beautiful looking game, but the puzzles are really interesting. So you're going through, and in this game, you'll be looking at a puzzle. And this is why I went to Madden, because I got stuck with a few puzzles and I just couldn't figure out what was going on. And effectively, it went away, came back, and then it seems the puzzle clicks and you go, I figure out what you need to do. And then you kind of go from there. The interesting thing about this game is it slowly teaches you the skills to solve the other puzzles. So you can't half-ass it. If you get lucky with one puzzle, you're not going to figure out the very next puzzle because it expects you to have learnt how you figured out the first puzzle to do the second one for each area. And each area has its own little biome. And the nice thing is, if you get frustrated with a biome, you just walk over the hill to the next biome and start doing those puzzles there because they're all not interconnected. But when you do get the puzzles right and you figure out what's going on, you sit there and you actually say to yourself, light bulb. Literally, light bulb goes on above your head.
Literally.
Yeah, just bing. So, Lee, when you're sitting in the dark, you should have been playing The Witness and
there
you
you
would have
go.
light in your house.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
There we
Yeah.
go. But some of the puzzles are, you look at them and you try this, you try that, and just nothing clicks. And so you just need to go away for a bit and come back. But it's really interesting. Every puzzle's logical in its own way. And everything just kind of clicks together. So once a puzzle clicks, you feel free and excited. And then you go into the next puzzle and it is, if it follows the same logic, because some of them in the different areas don't follow the same logic as each other. Each one that follows on builds on the other. And it's enough to just keep you engaged and slowly learning how to do that. It's really good for aha moments. You just sit there and you'll look at something, you'll try it, you'll look at something else, and then everything will click and you just go, aha, I have it. Eureka. And then the doors open and then you go to the next area and then repeat, rinse and repeat.
Start again.
Yes.
Okay. That's good to know because it seemed like the first hour or two you were struggling to get into it.
Yeah, because it doesn't really guide you. There's no hand holding or anything. It's all open world puzzles, which is very strange.
And remind me, is there a story?
There is, but the advice I've gotten from almost anyone who's played this game is ignore the story and enjoy the world and the puzzles. And at the end, everything kind of clicks together and it's the biggest aha moment you could have type thing.
Even bigger
Cool.
than sorting out the puzzles.
Yes.
Okay, I'm excited for you then. If you've been having little aha moments the whole time and that's enough to be getting you through,
Mhm.
I can only imagine Endgame will just floor you.
Yes. So it's going to be quite
Cool.
interesting to see. And the nice
Yeah.
thing about it is that each area has a line of puzzles to do to complete that area, to get to the end puzzle. You don't need to do every single puzzle in every single area. You just do the puzzles that
do enough to get
yeah,
past it,
you do enough
get
to mark
points,
the area.
basically. Yeah.
you get enough points, you do enough to mark the area as complete, and then you can wander off to the other area. And if you get bored of those puzzles, you can come back and finish off the puzzles in that area if you're keen. But yeah, you really
Okay.
should give it a bash.
I have a question then.
Yes.
If you need to learn the skills for the current puzzle in order to complete the future puzzles, how come you can skip some then?
Some are just there to solidify what you've learned.
Okay.
So there'll be a puzzle that'll teach you how the other puzzles will work. And then around it will be about 3 or 4 other puzzles. And you only really need to do 2 out of those 4 puzzles to unlock the next area to go into.
Okay.
So the other 2 are just basically more, if you can figure those 2 out, then you know for sure you've understood what's going on. You understand how they work and what the game's wanting from you.
Okay. So if you did fluke one of them,
Then you go to the
You
next
can-
one and you're just like confused. You have to figure out how you've got it.
I see. So if you fluke one of them, you can do more like it to understand what you need to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when you go to the next area, if you've just fluked all the others, or if you've read a guide and it's just basically showing you the patterns to do the puzzles in, then when you get to the next area, you're not going to understand what the other puzzles are asking you for.
I see.
So don't look up guides. Don't try and game the game. Just, go through it, try to figure things out. It works out quite well that way. But it's been really interesting. And I suppose that's why I started Madden, was because you keep hitting brick walls with the puzzles and you end up thinking in a circle. Your thinking just goes around and around and you keep ending at the same point. You need to kind of break that thinking pattern and then come back with fresh eyes and a fresh kind of mind to go do it.
Okay.
So yeah. So those are the 2 Friendly Feb games I've been playing. Do you have any more, Mr. Lee? Nope.
Nope.
Now it's time for the not so friendly Feb games.
Yes.
This is where we failed the challenge quite miserably.
And where we pick up listeners again.
Indeed.
We care about violence only.
We do like the violence. Mr. Lee, do you want to violently introduce us to your not so friendly Feb game?
Yeah, so I counteract my friendly game with a non-friendly game, I decided. Because there was so much hype about this game, I was sick of watching people talk about it.
FOMO. That's what we call it.
FOMO. So much FOMO. And I wanted to play this game anyway. So
Yes.
the timing was bad for friendly Feb.
It does look quite bad, and it's giving me FOMO, and I'm not even a Harry Potter fan.
Yeah, I actually spent time and created my character. Did you see my character? Did you see
It
what
looks like you.
It looks like me. It's so funny.
It's
You
so
look
funny.
like a naughty schoolboy. Like that kid from the like Eustace from Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
I did
That
not know
kid
this.
that everybody
Okay.
hates. Oh, okay.
okay.
He's
Yes. You look like a naughty kid. You look
Yeah.
like a brat in boarding school.
I'm a Slytherin as well.
Oh, even better. It
Yeah.
just suits you so well.
It's quite cool. So, so when you first start the game up, it says go to the website. There's a Warner Brothers HP website, Harry Potter website, and you log in with it. You create an account, and then it asks you a bunch of questions. And the first ones is which house you're going to be in, and asks you what would you do in these situation questions.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
you
okay.
answer. And I was like, I'll just be honest. Let's have fun with this. And Slytherin, I was like, oh, that's hilarious. Okay. And then the next one is it asks you questions about your Patronus, which is your kind of you've never seen the movie, so or read the book,
Yeah,
so it's really hard to
these,
explain.
these words, you're just
Yeah, I know.
talking to
So-
me. Slytherin sounds cool because it sounds like a
Slytherin.
snake.
Yeah, it's a snake. It literally is a snake. That's who's in charge of it, is a snake guy. And he can talk snake as well. Or talk tongues, snake tongues, whatever it is. What do they call it?
So he hisses at
Parcel
you.
tongue is what they call it. You can talk snake. So then there's Patronus thing, which is like an animal. It's like you'll save you. This animal is like a mystical animal you can summon.
Oh, yep.
And there's all sorts of. I managed to get a cat, which I thought was actually fine. So you answer a bunch of questions, you got a cat. I was like, okay, cool. And then your wand.
Okay.
So again, they ask you a bunch of questions, and you get your wand. And I got some. Was it a phoenix feather, and it was walnut, and it was like 12.5 inches long, and there's all this kind of like cool stuff, and it gives you more things. It's great.
That's
like,
really
okay.
cool.
So this is on
Very
the
RPG.
yeah. So that's on the phone. The first thing you do is that, and then you say okay, and then you scan scan it on the computer on your like the QR code, and it sends it to the game, and it goes to the game, and you're logged in. You're like, oh, cool, okay. Then you do character creation, which is multiple ways of doing it, and voice. The problem with it, actually, so multiple ways of looking different, like loads and loads of different ways of doing it, male and female, and color skins, and all that sort of stuff. The problem is, though, the voice is Harry Potter, and it's Harry Potter. It's like, it says it's like Harry Potter. And what you can do with the voice, you can make it go faster or slower. So you can make a high-pitched Harry Potter or a low-pitched Harry Potter.
Okay.
I was like, because normally you play, you want to be like a dwarf or like a human or an elf. They all sound very different.
Yes.
There's one voice, and it sounds exactly the same about what you do. I was like, right, fine.
Bit annoying.
Yeah. So I sound like Harry Potter, which is that annoying kind of school kid voice. So then they kind of, there's a whole, it's really well done. Like there's a whole story at the beginning, and they teach you how to run around like they always do. Then they give you some spells. There's always that kind of jump here, run hit, all that sort of stuff.
Yep,
Then you have one spell which lets you blow up things, which was cool. So basically, I worked out there's one you press trigger, and I was exploding jars everywhere. This is cool. Just doing that, like just mucking around, and following this old guy around who was taking me to the school at the time.
Okay.
So what they do is they start you on the 5th year. So you don't start as a first year, you start as a 5th year, which I think is quite good because then you're not a kid.
Yes.
You get access to more spells, and it's kind of more of an adult journey, I guess, rather than being like a 10-year-old kid, which would be if it was if it was actually Harry Potter, how they did the books. There's a fight with a dragon, someone dies, you manage to get to the school, and then you kind of have this whole big thing because you turn up your 5th form, you're a bit special because no one ever joins in the 5th form, as they always, the old kind of your special character. Must be something happening because you came here in your 5th year.
You are the special person.
You're the special person. So how they do they do school. So basically, you can learn spells by going to classes, and they literally go to class, and you have to move press A. Follow this track, press a few buttons, and you get this whatever it is, whatever spell it is. So you literally go into classes and doing the spell, which is quite cool. When you're doing things, you get different. So the outfits work. So you can put any outfit you like on and make it look however you want, which is quite nice. So you don't look like Destiny kind of characters. You don't look all shiny and kind of like a clown. You can actually make something look quite cool. So I looked like my look for ages until I got bored of my look. But my flat cap and kind of slivering jacket I wore for ages until I was like, I really need to do something about this. So I kind of got a different hat on. I've got a trilby on now, so it's a bit different. The story, I don't know what's happening in the story yet. It's a bit early, but there's quite cool kind of loads of little missions all the time, loads of little side missions. Go and find lots of fetch missions, which is kind of weird. There's lots and lots of fetch missions.
Okay.
There's lots of kind of like little puzzles everywhere as well. What's some of the puzzles you got? So you got one which is like where you find this like flying key. And it appears, you're walking around, you see this flying key, and it like shoots off into the distance. You're like, what is it? So you kind of follow it, and it gets to this chest thing, cupboard. And then it sits in the cupboard, and you've got to press A as it flies past the keyhole. So
okay.
It kind of shoots across really quickly. So that's like because once you work out, you're like, oh, that's cool. So there's like 15 of them to collect or something. I think there's 16 to do in the school itself. You know what's funny is because you don't know Harry Potter, a lot of this stuff is lost on you two.
Yeah. It just looks pretty.
Because how you travel around is through flues, which is like flue dust, which is like what they do is they jump into a fire, and the fire takes them to places. It's the flue network. Cool. Yeah.
The flue network.
The flue network, yeah. So that's how you travel around everywhere, and you don't have to be actually next to one to travel, which is really nice. So it's so quick to get around. So you have a mission which is on the other side of the building. You just press Y on the mission, and it takes you to it. Then you just go and find the nearest flue thing, and you jump there. So that's really clever. Like you don't have to muck around. It's instant. There's like instant stuff to do all the time as well, which is really cool.
I suppose they can get away with a lot being magic and everything.
Oh yeah, big time.
Do you get given the map that shows you where people are in the building?
Oh, what was that map called? No, you don't get that. No, you don't get that. No, maybe you do later, but no, you do get map. There are maps. So one of the things is you get I get a map which is basically like 3 different pictures. And it kind of gives you a vague area where it's going to be by words, not by pictures. So you walk over and you say, oh, look, there's a skeleton or something. One of them is you have to go and find a skeleton or something, first step. And then you have to go and look at like a kind of a doorway for the second step. I can't remember what the first step was. I was thinking it was a fountain outside. So then once you do those 3, it then kind of pings and says, oh, here's a new hat or something. Like, one of the things they give you is called is a reveal spell. And you can do it as much as you like. And if you do the reveal spell, it shows you where all the chests are. It shows you where all the keys are. It shows you anything that's happening in that area, and it also pings when you do it as well. So you can walk around, ping, ping. Oh, there's a ping. You're like, where's a ping? Oh, it's that. Okay, then you try and work out how to get to that chest, which is
Oh yes,
behind
like
a wall.
echolocation.
It's echolocation. Yeah. So that's really handy. And you carry around this book all the time, and the book's kind of your spell book. And so when you're doing pings, you can sometimes pick up these. So it might be looking at like a picture, and if you stand in front of the picture and press the ping, and then press X, you get a sheet of paper, and you have to collect these, which then give you bonus stuff like different outfits and stuff like that. There's lots of collectible stuff. There's tons and tons of collectible things to do as well.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, tons of collectible stuff, but it's all different. Like there's not the puzzles are all quite different, which is quite cool. Yeah, it's really good. I've had no real issues graphics wise. It's been good. I think I'm playing on my normal kind of like just look pretty mode.
Yep.
And to me, it's fine. It looks really good.
So it's at 30 FPS or 60?
Sure, I don't know. I think it's 30. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't notice these things, which I'm lucky. Yeah.
Because he has slow eyes, so
I
he
have slow
can't
brain
tell.
and slow eyes. That's right.
Slow brain.
There's Hogsmeade, which is like the little village which is next to Hogwarts. So again, blank.
Okay.
See, just completely lost in you, this whole thing.
Yeah, no,
It's so
the
funny.
listeners, people who are Harry Potter fans that are listening are going mental about it. They're like, this game sounds amazing. I need to pick this game up.
You do.
And both of us are
You
just
play
like,
it up.
yeah, pretty. How's the character creation? Because that's all I care about.
Character creation's awesome. There's
The character creation looks fantastic.
It's cool.
Oh,
It's
it
cool.
does.
Yeah, and the outfits look really cool as well. Like some really good touches with the outfits and stuff that you wear. So Hogwarts is cool. That's where you kind of go there, and there's like potion shop, and there's like a broom shop, and there's a bunch of little missions you can do there. At one point, you fight some trolls, which is really fun.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Always want to fight some trolls.
some big old trolls come out of nowhere and start attacking you, and you got to kind of work out how to take them out. And you have, because you're special, you have this ancient magic which no one else has got as well. So you can kind of do extra stuff that normal kind of wizards can't do, like different kind of attacks and stuff like that.
Ah, yes.
One of the really cool
Being
missions.
special, isn't it?
I like being special. And one of the missions was, so you meet this ghost guy, and what you're doing, you're trying to find some information. So, and this ghost guy, I don't want to say too much, but this ghost guy you meet, which is fun to get to him anyway, because you have to go through like a tunnel and like a cavern to get to him. Then you meet him, he's like, oh, if you find my body, then this is really, you'll get this information. I was like, oh, cool, okay. So where's my body? Then you go to the forest, and in the Hogwarts, there's this forest you're not supposed to go into, evil forest you're not supposed to go into. So like, if you go to the forest, and then I'll show you the trail to get to my body. And you're like, oh yeah, okay. So you're kind of thinking there's a few spiders and a few bits and pieces you attack, and it's fine. And I'm level 15, so everything's level 5 or 6 currently. So I'm leveling up really fast because I'm just doing everything. So I'm just going, oh, this is cool. Oh, what's this? And everything you do, you get XP for. Like even you find like a sheet of paper, you get XP for it. You're like, oh, that's really handy. So you do level up quite quickly. So you go on this mission. There's a really cool kind of mission of like caverns and caves and like secret rooms and chests, and then you got like work out how to press these buttons in a certain way, which make a bridge appear. But you do like 4 times. Each time you do it, it's slightly more difficulty in trying to find the bridges, the buttons.
Okay.
So it's kind of
So
cool
it's a different button combination each time?
The buttons you have to stand in a certain place. So when you first do it, the buttons are next to each other. You're like, oh yeah, press buttons, finger open. It's like, sweet.
Oh,
Next time you see 2 of them, you're like, well, where's the third one? You've got to stand in a certain spot to find the next one. And they kind of do that 3 times to get, or move something to kind of get to it. And then you go to this really cool map room where you meet this kind of guy, and there's all these things happening. You're like, this is like, it's really cool the way that this one mission was quite. I didn't expect it to be anything of it. I thought, oh, you find a dead guy, then you talk to him, and that was it. But it was actually a whole big mission that took you off in quite a while into this caverns and spiders, and yeah, it was unexpected. There's a lot of this quite different mission. It was cool. It was quite good.
That sounds really cool. And I mean, just looking at it, it looks lots of fun.
Yeah, I did stream it a couple of times. I think I was.
Yeah. But as a non-Harry Potter fan, is it a game that we could get absorbed into?
Yeah,
or
I
do
think
you
so.
have to know certain things about Harry Potter to
it's
care?
got really good pace to it.
Okay.
That's what I've noticed is you kind of go, oh, I'll just do this. And then, oh, I'll just do this. And then, I'll just do this. And even if you look on the map, you can see, because there's like main stories, as always, and then side missions. And you can actually see the side missions on the map, so you know where they are. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to do this, because sometimes you're like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to push the story on, I just want to get my gear leveled up or something for a bit. But you can see the little story missions, and a lot of the time it's like, you have to go, and one of them was, Oh, this girl had done. She was playing a game, and everyone had taken a diary and then made the diary fly away. So they're going to get the pictures. But all it was actually doing was teaching you how to use this one spell, which makes you pick things up, like
Oh,
a
yes.
stuff that makes stuff to you. So what they do is they kind of teach you a spell, and then they'll give you a mission which lets you use it, so you can actually get used to using it.
That's very cool.
Yeah. And I've just got my base. So there's a base as well, which is in the room of what's it called? Oh, I can't remember. I think it's Room of Reckoning or something. What's it called? I'm sure someone in the chat can tell me. And it's cool because it's your base. So you have like a potions bench, and you have like a place you can plant things. Because you're a wizard, you're making potions all the time. But also you plant some seed to give you ingredients to make potions as well. So they kind of give you a room, and you can redecorate the room however you want as well. You make it your little base. Which is quite cool. I've just got into that room now. Room of Requirement is what it's called. There you go. Room of Requirement.
Okay.
Memory just. See, you have no idea what I'm talking about. It's so funny that you have no idea.
Yep, no idea. It just
Neither
sounds
do
cool.
Lee, he's expecting some exciting squeals every now and then.
Well, it's just.
And we're just.
It's just this has been around for like 20 years, and you've never once read any of the books. I just find that bizarre. I think it's so strange. Or even watched the movies.
Yeah. It's been done on purpose.
Even you, Simone. I respect you, Simone. You'd love this. It's awesome. It's so cool. It's so kind of wholesome as well.
I've read the first 2 or 3 books, if that helps.
Okay, but you don't remember any of the stuff I'm talking about, though, do you?
I do.
Oh, you do.
You're just not
Okay.
looking at me. You're looking at Kyle.
Oh,
So
I'm just generally looking at the screen. Okay, all right.
yeah. I mean, that's why I asked about the map because I remember that.
Yeah, the map. What's it called? That map? Yeah, it's off his dad, isn't it? The map.
Didn't he buy it?
No, it
off
was given to him as a gift.
students?
It was given to him as a gift by his dad or
Oh,
by his
okay.
stepdad or whatever it was. Give it to him.
I thought his dad gave him the cloak of
The
invisibility.
cloak of invisibility. Yeah. Oh, it must be his stepdad that gave him the cloak, give him the map then.
But his stepdad hates wizards.
Ooh, what a twist.
No, his stepdad was a wizard. He was black. Was Sirius Black?
Ooh,
Oh, okay.
what a twist.
No, you're thinking about his uncle that was
His
looking
uncle.
after him. Yeah.
Right.
So his what is it called? Godfather. That's
Oh,
what it's called.
Godfather.
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry, yeah.
that's different.
Yeah, Godfather.
I don't know who Sirius Black is.
Okay, yeah, he's in the third one. He comes up.
Right.
The Marauders map.
Okay.
The Marauders map. Okay.
Right.
That's
There
what it's
you go.
called. Thank you. Oh yeah.
There you go.
'Cause,
There you go. I'm not crazy. It's from the Weasley brothers
the Weasley brothers. Yeah, you're
because
right.
they're naughty because they have
naughty.
red hair.
Yes. Can't trust anything. There's actually a Weasley in it, Professor Weasley in it as well, which is quite cool. She's one of the professors, which is quite cool. She's
Oh,
not got
neat.
very red hair though. I expected like a big shock of red hair, but she's kind of normal.
Okay, so for those that do care, what house do you think Kyle and I belong in?
Ooh, good question.
Oh, I don't know actually. It's funny because there's the whole kind of like the Slytherins are supposed to be very what do you call it? They want to get power. That's what they want. They're very
yes.
they're very what's the word for it? Ambitious. That's the word. And you're supposed to get like different conversations and different kind of missions and different everything because you have a different house.
Right. Yes.
So,
I've
and
heard
different
that.
side stories. Even side stories are completely different as well. Like it's the whole thing is different completely.
So what is it? So Slytherin is ambitious. What are the
Let's
other
look it up 'cause
characteristics?
I really don't know.
Oh, I thought you were a Harry Potter fan.
But not that much. Like I'm old as well. I forget things. What's it called? Hogwarts houses, I guess.
Hogwarts houses. Because I saw the thing that came out today to basically say what percentages, and I think the lowest percentage is Hugglepuff.
Yeah, no one wants to be a Hugglepuff.
Why? What's wrong with Hugglepuffs?
They don't really do anything in the game, in the movies.
They're just
a bit-
extras.
I think are they the badgers, the Hugglepuffs?
Yeah, I think so.
Uh,
I read the
Gryffindor-
same article that Kyle did, so that's how I know.
Gryffindor house is where you find the pluckiest and most daring students.
Okay.
That's why the house symbol is a brave lion. The colour is
So
scarlet
all the
and
naughty
gold.
students.
The Gryffindors, yeah, that's why Harry Potter was in there. And
Yep.
So if the Sorting Hat placed you here, you have demonstrated qualities like courage, bravery, and determination.
Okay.
So Dumbledore and Harry Potter are both there, both Gryffindor. If you're lucky enough to end up in Gryffindor, we'll imagine you're the type of person who likes to stand up for the little guy, challenge authority and have a tendency to act first and think later.
Okay, so impulsive.
Impulsive. Slytherin house has an unfortunate reputation. It's true. I'm quite nice. Quite well. It's true. Lots of dark wizards and witches sought in the Slytherin. It's not all who belong to this house are bad. So the house colours are silver and emerald green, and the emblems a serpent. If you've been placed in this noble house, then you're most likely ambitious, shrewd, and possibly destined for greatness. So that's what we all keep saying to make someone Slytherin.
Carl's like, yep, that's me.
That's me.
Possibly
Are you
destined for
shrewd?
greatness. You know me, I'm the shrewdest.
You imagine the kind of person who's always one step ahead and has a dark sense of humour.
Oh, that
Yeah,
sounds
this is
like
probably
you.
me, actually. I can see why this works.
Yep. The next houses?
Next one, Ravenclaw. Sorting house only puts you in a... okay. If you're looking for the brainiest students, you'll find them in Ravenclaw.
Ah, so the nerds.
With a couple of notable sections like, blah, blah. Colours are blue and bronze. Emblems an eagle. The sorting house will put you in this house if you demonstrated excellent wisdom, wit, and skill for learning. Often known for being quite eccentric. And most of the great wizard inventors and innovators are coming from this house.
Okay.
And the Hufflepuff is a hard-working and trustworthy student. They've also produced the least amount of dark witches and witches. A badger is a symbol of this house.
They're so friendly.
They're just a bit nice.
So the Hufflepuffs are the friendly ones.
Like the head of house is called Pomona Sprout.
They're supposed to give us an idea of...
Well, she's Sprout. She's got a surname of Sprout. Come on.
Ah, yes. So she likes to water her students.
She's actually is the
Most
is the one that
evilest
does all
person
the
in the whole Harry
growing
Potter?
stuff. She's the one that does all the growing stuff.
Oh, funny that.
Yeah.
There's a
Does she
special
turn-
word. Sorry, my love. Carry
I
on.
was just going to ask, does she turn out to be Voldemort?
No.
Okay.
There's an idea that Hufflepuffs are the least clever of all students, but that is not true. The Hufflepuffs are the most humble of all the houses and don't feel that they shout about their achievements in the same way. You're the sort of person who has a strong moral compass, and works hard, and most loyal friend, and knows taking part that counts, and always has the best snacks.
Ooh, the best snacks.
Best
Okay.
snacks.
So it makes sense to be a Hugglepuff or to be friends with a Hugglepuff.
Yeah, because they get the best snacks. She's a herbologist. Or herbology.
I feel like Hufflepuffs make for great sidekicks.
Yeah.
They bring the snacks along.
Bring the snacks. Most important.
That's very important. Okay.
There you go. That was a bit of Harry Potter.
Yeah, there we go. Now let's pull it back from being Harry Potter cast.
Podcast.
Yes. The Harry cast.
Yeah, so play the game. It's awesome. There's lots of people I know
Yeah.
playing it. Like, it's insane at one point how many people are playing it on my stream. Like, on my
Everyone.
games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone's playing it. It's giving me serious FOMO.
Do it. It's fun.
Yeah, I'll wait for a sale because I'm not a massive Harry Potter fan.
The problem is, it's one of the biggest selling games of this year, which means it's not going to go on sale for ages.
Did I say that? It might get added to Game Pass next month.
What was that game? That game, the Dark Souls game that was massive last year.
Oh, yeah,
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring, that didn't go on sale at all last year, or very rarely went on sale.
Yeah, it only like 10% on sale or something.
It's cool. It's fun. I've got a broom now. I got my broom recently, which is fun. So I've been flying
Did
around
you
on a broom.
Did you see that someone modded the game so that when you fly on your broom, the broom is Shrek?
I did not see that.
So
No.
you ride Shrek as he flies through the sky.
Okay. It's a massive map as well, actually, just thinking about it. The map is ridiculously big. And you can literally just walk the whole thing. Like, it's just one big area. You can walk around. You don't have to use fleet.
Okay.
There's this massive map they've made. Because the game's actually just based at Hogwarts, the Hogsmeade, which is the village, and then the forest. But they've made these little settlements and places you can go to as well. And there's all these missions and stuff that you can do.
Okay.
It's cool.
So play
Just
Harry
it.
Potter.
Just play it.
in
It's
other
fun.
words.
It's Harry Potter.
Have you been playing any not so friendly February games, Simone?
No, all my games have been friendly, to my standard.
Oh, yes. And what is the non-friendliest game you've played to your standard?
The non-friendliest has probably been Urban Flow.
Okay.
What's
Only
Urban
because if I make a mistake, people die. So I started a new game.
Woo. New
Kyle
games.
Kyle bought me a game on the weekend that came out last year on Xbox called Urban Flow. It is a niche genre of simulator games revolving around traffic control. Lee just did not care.
I've
So
no idea
this
what you're
is
talking
a
about.
traffic
These
simulator
words
game.
mean nothing to me. Why are you playing a traffic simulator game? What is wrong with you?
I like the genre a lot.
Traffic simulating, though.
Yes. So you're in charge of the traffic lights
Yeah, no.
and you let people go and you make people stop.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great. I know. Wow,
Is
is
this
the
a
right
phone
word.
game?
It's not, but it could work as one.
Because you're using this really powerful Xbox to play a phone game. Is that what we're saying?
That's
here?
right. Yeah,
Yep.
Series X.
100% true.
Series X. Graphics are fantastic.
Yep.
Yep.
Does it come
Beautiful,
with 4K
big-
UHD as well?
I think so.
Yes, I think it does.
What's quite fun, and I haven't tried it out yet,
Did you
is you
buy
can
this
play
seriously, or
multiplayer.
were you taking the mickey when you bought this? Did you go, I know this one, I love this? And then she did.
Oh, no. Simone asked for it, especially.
Oh, okay.
So I know she loves it.
It was on sale, and I happened to
Sure.
mention Kyle. It's on sale from $20 to $5, and he just bought it. And he said, I didn't know he'd bought it. And then he said, Simone, have you checked your emails lately? It's 8 p.m. at night. I'm like, no, you should. So yes, he bought it for me, and then I spent the rest of the night playing,
That's
and
excellent.
it's great fun. So yeah, it's a very strange genre, I'll admit. The goal of the game is to not let cars crash. There are ambulances that have limited patience, so if they run out of patience before you let them through, you lose. And they've just introduced tanks which don't care about traffic lights. So you have to make sure that when they come through, everything is stopped so that they can pass, and then you can carry on the traffic as normal.
Have you ever had an ambulance and a tank come at the same time?
Yeah, I have. You got to decide who's more important. Some of the maps give you an extra life, so you can make one mistake. And there's also a feature where some maps allow you to slow down time, which I've never used yet. So, yay me. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm sure you people know what kind of game this is, and it's on Xbox. It might still be on sale for $5 if this sounds like something you may want to play, and it's friendly feb.
It's a great game for friendly feb.
That's right.
Thank you. I'm having lots
job.
of fun. It's
cool.
It's chill. It really is. It's chill. It's not the same kind of chill as Power Wash Simulator, but you're sitting there and you're letting traffic flow, and it can be a beautiful thing.
Flowing traffic is always a beautiful thing.
I think so too. It's kind of like a dance.
Yeah. Well, it's back to friendly games with Simone. She has been sticking to this
She's done
competition
well.
pretty well. I'm quite impressed, actually.
Thank you. Thank you. I wasn't planning on playing Urban Flow this month, but it was on sale and Carl just got it for me.
So things happened.
Yay. Happy Valentine's.
That's right.
So last game on my list is Vampire Survivors.
That's not.
Why not? No, because no one needs to know about that game, Mr. Lee. That's a bit too violent, I think.
Oh, Vampire Survivors is a completely kind of passive,
it's
non-violent game.
passive, non-violent,
I'm
you're
sure
just
that you
surviving.
killed more people when playing Vampire Survivors than we did playing Ascend.
No, but they're baddies. That's the difference.
Oh, well, the guys in the center are not baddies.
Sometimes you just murder robots.
Yeah, that's bad though, because they're really friendly to the robots.
Yeah, they are.
seem
But
so
it
sad
doesn't
when you
stop you
shoot
from
them.
just shooting them.
We played Ascent for 2 hours. It was great.
Yes, we played Ascent for 2 hours, and it's lots
it
of
just
fun. I
flew
still
past that game. It just went so
no
fast.
idea how twin stick
I
controller
don't know
works
why you're
still.
struggling so much.
So badly. My word. I just can't, my brain just can't figure out the twin stick shooter thing. So I'm always stopping and aiming and then shooting. Or I'm running towards the person
Yeah,
and
see,
shooting.
that's when I first started playing. That's how I was killing people, was running at them. And after a while, I was like, this is really bad. Like, you need to stop running at people. So I try and taught myself not to run at them.
So see, I've just leant into it and I've bought myself a shotgun. So
Yeah,
I
true.
run
Just
towards
stand up
people
to
with a
them and shoot.
shotgun and just shoot and then shoot and then shoot. And it's nice and easy. But no, the Ascent, really cool game. We're going through the story, Lee and I. He's putting up with me looking at things and I'm putting up with him running off to go to side missions.
I was
Yes, he
quite well
does.
behaved. I do wait for you.
Yeah, no, you do wait.
I know,
but
I know
then
you like all the stuff happening, so I always wait for you to make all the conversations and all that. I might just clear the
Chat.
area and then let you do the conversation. But
it's pretty funny because when one person initiates the conversation, they go into a movie view, like watching the
Yeah,
character talk
cutscene.
to the other person.
Cutscene,
Yeah,
yeah.
almost like a cutscene. But it's in the game, and so the other character is still running around. And so while I'm talking to this person about something very serious, I just see Lee running backwards and forwards in the background, in between me and this dude having a conversation, knocking over boxes. And there he is in his bright red
red
jacket
jacket,
thing.
looking kind of cool,
Yep.
looking cyberpunky.
Yep, running around in the background, just knocking things over. And I'm like, oh, where's the option to apologize to this guy that I'm talking to for my,
Sorry for my
special
friend.
needs friend?
Excuse my
It's just-
friend.
They just excuse him. He gets excited, like a Labrador, just smashing into boxes. Give us the loot.
Give
But
us
no, the
stuff.
Ascent is great fun.
Yeah, and time flies when
glad-
you're playing it, which I've always found funny. It's just 2 hours went.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
2 hours just disappeared, eh?
yeah.
Man.
And we had no issues with the connection as well, which was
Yeah,
surprising.
no, it just worked.
Yeah,
And especially since I got my new internet, I was expecting a couple hiccups as well.
yeah, no, it's
But-
been fine. It's
No,
better
it's
than
been
playing
perfect.
with Cameron. When me and Cameron were playing, we're having all sorts of nightmares.
Well, he's still in the sticks.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
Mm.
I think he's got 2 sticks for internet or something.
Yeah,
His internet works.
rubs them
He
together
just-
to get internet.
Yeah,
Yep.
or holds them over their head. Yeah. Sorry, continue with your Vampire Survivors game. I just thought I'd jump in there, because
No, I just put it in to troll you.
Oh, okay.
That's me done. The Ascent is a great game. Everyone should play it next month.
Yeah, and I'll help. I like it. I'll run through again. I think I'm
Yeah,
on my
it's great
4th or
fun.
5th run through now. Just keep going.
When is the expansion coming for it? Is there an expansion?
I don't
or
know.
has it
Some
already come
DLC
out?
came out for it. I feel like it's end of the year. Came out end of last year,
Yeah,
which added a whole bunch of stuff to it and swords. So
and swords. I can't wait to get a sword.
swords are amazing. That's when because there's one baddie you can't kill unless you use a sword. So 3 of us running at him with a sword destroyed him in like 10 seconds.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was very cool.
I just want to get to a level where you summon the guys around you, the little spiders,
Oh yeah.
because then you just summon the spiders, and then you don't need to worry about twin stick shooting. You just stand there and
just
go,
stand
go
there and let them
spider
do
army.
stuff. And then I've got rockets and spiders. So I just go spiders, then rockets. And it just makes lots of noise and fire. And the room's cleared. It's great.
Murders everyone. Oh, that's fantastic. So yeah, that's all my games.
And me.
Simone,
Simone?
I'm good.
well done. So I think that's it for the Game Face that has returned after a week's hiatus, involuntary hiatus. I must
Yes.
admit.
Yeah, a little bit of power issue last week. Remember
Yeah,
remember we jokingly said, oh, it's fine, just do it on your phone next week? Remember we said that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. Oh well. So yeah, remember guys, we will have the links in our episode description if you feel like you want to help out with the destruction and the cleanup that's happening in Napier. And check out Lee's Twitter for all the photos just to get an idea of actually what's happened and why we missed last week. We weren't being lazy. We had a legit reason. But that's us for this week. So remember guys, if you want to follow us on the socials, to check out our website, to check out our Twitter, follow us on YouTube. And remember to watch us there because we are really trying to get our watch hours up on YouTube this year. That's kind of our goal. If you can help out with that, that'll be brilliant. We might actually do something special if we get there. But who knows? Other than that, where can they find you, Mr. Lee?
I am Lee Howard on Twitter, and Lee Howard on Xbox, and Lee Howard 25 on Twitch.
And now that you got powered, you're going to start streaming again.
I did stream Harry Potter. Or
Nice.
Hogwarts, I should call it really. Hogwarts. I did stream Hogwarts. Like the creation of the character. I did it a whole weekend. Oh, I played it weekend before. Like basically all weekend. I just kept
nice.
going, I'll just jump in again. And then like 3 or 4 hours later, walk out again. Just kept doing that. It's great.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. And Simone.
I am Jim Bean NZ on Xbox and Twitter.
And you can find me at Zarkris on Xbox and Twitter. So thank you guys for listening. We've been the Xbox Cast, and we'll see you all on Xbox Live. Goodbye and good night. Brilliant.
Slightly more organised than last week.
Yeah. Did you record that?
No. Did you give me host access?
Yes, I did.
I did.
I
No,
did it
didn't
when we were
record
trying to
I'll
organize everything.
Grab it off YouTube or off Twitch.
Oh, funny.
That's funny. That's because you faffed around for so long when we started up.
Oh, man. Okay, it must be something with Zoom or something like that, because every so often I can hear the echo again. So I don't know whether it's Simone's mic or something else that's going on.
It can't be the mic now. It's too far away, surely.
She's about 3 meters away,
Well, turn
but
off
we're
your mic
both
and talk.
facing the same direction.
You shouldn't. I can't imagine it's picking up your mic.
Then it's doing something. It might be reverberating through your special software.
My special software.
Yeah.
Don't start picking
Simone,
on
if
my
you talk
software.
loud, do you hear an echo in your ears?
Hello, one and all. Nope.
Wow.
Testing.
So
No,
the
it
way I
doesn't
can do
echo.
it is I
Okay,
can
no,
mute,
let's stop being obnoxious.
I can mute myself and then see if it keeps happening.
Okay. Let's try that out. So Lee's on mute and I'm no longer echoey. Am I echoey, guys, on the stream? Can you hear me? Man, things don't change week to week, but yet they do change. A bit frustrating, isn't it? Okay, you can unmute yourself now, Lee.
Thanks. No echo.
No echo.
There's no echo anywhere, though. I can't hear an echo. It's just in your brain.
Interesting. Wonder where the heck it's coming from then. Ooh. Oh well. Let me not stop singing to these guys here on Twitch.
So guys, in terms of rating, do you want to watch I've got a few options here. Cameron's playing Atomic Heart.
I want to play that
Ooh.
game.
Me too.
And then one of the people we've rated before that we quite liked is playing Outer Wilds.
Well, I think Atomic
yeah, I think we should look at
Hearts.
Atomic Heart.
But Outer Wilds is a little bit more friendly.
Yeah, but Atomic Heart.
Oh yeah, true. Outer Wilds is quite friendly.
Atomic Heart.
Let's stick with Outer Wilds. I think it's friendly Feb. Let's at least stick with our stream thing, and we'll go to what's it later. There we go. I'm echoing again in my head. I don't know what's going on.
Well, Tony has voted for Cameron,
I have as well.
and we're not hearing any other suggestions
Any other
from
votes?
the
About
Peanut
me?
Gallery
Did I not vote?
or Cam.
Okay, come on, guys. Give us something.
Can you not hear me?
Cam,
Hello?
we
Hi.
can hear you.
me? I'll vote
Yeah,
for Cam.
hardly.
I'll vote for Cam.
I don't think your vote counts.
Wow.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, well, since the only person who's voted is Chili Dogs,
Sounds good.
let's go look at Atomic Heart. So thanks for hanging out, guys. We hope it was entertaining. We hope we have shed some light on the situation in Napier. Gosh, it sounds shocking, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Have you driven past Taradale, Lee?
No, actually. I've gone the other way. I think
Oh,
I think
yes.
Chowder's okay. A bit sandy. A bit silty.
A bit sandy.
Actually,
you get a
Noel.
chance-
Actually, has Noel been there? Is Noel back? Is Alone Line still? No, no.
Oh, Noel, are you still here?
Because he lives near you, doesn't he? Or did live near you?
I think he did. No, I think he's left. Bye, Noel.
I will drive past. Yeah, I will definitely drive past.
Just if you get a chance, yeah, just to make sure that the roof is still on.
It wasn't that bad. The wind. It was mostly flood. But there's no real roof, like house damage like that.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, eh?
Okay, we're gonna head off now and raid Cam with 5 viewers.
Cool.
All right, smart.
All right then. All right, Giza.
White sand.
Okay, catch you guys tomorrow for oh,
New news.
Ducky just started streaming. Yeah, but he's on PlayStation. What's he playing?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Fallout.
What's he playing?
Fallout 76, Kyle.
Ooh,
Oh,
no one plays that.
let's look at Atomic Heart. It's new and it's exciting.
Yep.
Okay. Yep, it is new. It's come out. Okay.
Thanks,
Catch you guys tomorrow.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.
And done. Good job, everyone.